Welcome back to the channel, good friends and fellow decoders. This is Decoding with Cody, and it's good to see you all again. I've been away for a few days, giving my mind a break, as we all sometimes do. Us decoders, we do a lot of overthinking, so I just needed a bit of a break. But anybody who's tuning into this video has a special, interesting video to watch, because this is going to be my most extensive research that I've done so far, and I think it's going to put a lot of pieces together about the bloodline that rules our world. Now, is this going to give us all of the answers? Absolutely not, but it is certainly going to be able to point us in the right direction to find more answers, and also this will be able to evolve, and we'll be able to learn more about this. But the key, as I always thought, was in wrestling, WWE, and it was with the man who goes by the name Roman Reigns. Okay, and before I was talking about, in many of my prior videos, I was talking about Wrestlemania. I didn't talk a lot about Roman Reigns, and I probably should have. But after he won the title at Wrestlemania 38, that's the update, guys, is that he won the title versus Brock Lesnar. He became the undisputed unified champion, okay, which means he won not only the title that he already had, which was the Universal title, but he also won the title that Brock Lesnar had, which was the WWE title. So now he owns both of the biggest titles in the company. And so now they're calling him the undisputed champion. And this is huge, guys. It's huge, huge, huge. And I'm going to show you so many connections. So stick around, guys, because this is going to blow your guys' mind on just how our reality has been run by a pure-blooded bloodline. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to mention here is that Roman Reigns is from a bloodline family in wrestling. Okay, and this is how. And first of all, his name is Roman Reigns, guys. Roman Reigns. How can you get any more symbolic than this name? You don't even have to have gematria to understand that there's symbolism here, and the symbolism just gets deeper and deeper. But let's check out Roman Reigns' family real fast, okay? I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to show you the chart of the Anoa'i family. This is a family of Samoans, American Samoans and regular Samoans, who have dominated the WWE scene for over 40 years, I believe. And it starts with the two patriarchs, okay? But the main guy... See, what you guys need to know is that there's two main people up here at the top, okay? You have, I don't even know how to say his name, guys, Anoa'i, and he is essentially the father of this bloodline, okay? And there's his blood brother, and what it means by that is blood brother, as in he's not his real brother, but he's been grafted into the family in a blood ritual. Remember, the Bible talks about grafting in the Gentiles into the body of Christ, right? So this is the grafting in. This is essentially a real life a wrestling representation of what's really happening in our world. So if you can really study this, and there's a lot more to this than I've actually put in this document, but just for the basis of this information, you have to understand that this guy here, Fanani Anderson, which is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's grandfather, who goes by Peter Maivia, he was grafted in to the Anoa'i family by a blood ritual. Okay, grafted in, just like the Bible grafted in the Gentiles. Okay, notice that Roman Reigns is right here, and there's many other WWE superstars in this bloodline. I mean, they're all over the place. You got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson here. You've got just so many people, guys, and I don't have time in this video to go over all the different wrestlers, but the main one I want to focus on is Roman Reigns. Okay, so let's go over to my document with that out of the way, and let's take a look at all this information. Sorry, guys, let me scroll up here. Notice that I titled this document Roman Reigns, Nazis, Two Towers, and Atlantis. You're going to see how all this stuff that's happened in our reality is all tied together, and it's all done by the bloodline. Okay, so first of all, guys, let's talk about obviously, I mentioned here that on April 3rd, 2022, WWE wrestler Roman Reigns became the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, beating Brock Lesnar. Okay, this document is a deep dive into this symbolism. Okay, now you guys might want to check out this link. This is a short video of Paul Heyman, who is the speaker for Roman Reigns, describing a little short summary of the Anoa'i family. Okay, and it's from 2020, so it's an old video, right? But just if you can watch it, you guys will get a little bit better understanding of how this is all connected. All right, so notice that Roman Reigns' real name that's listed on Wikipedia. That is, if I go back up here, you're going to see that the name that they have listed, his full name would actually be Leti Joseph Anoa'i, but they put the Joe in there, right? And this is important because this is the way they have it written, and you can decode with this, right? Because I think there's a reason they have this written. Okay, so now if we go back to my document, you're going to see that's his name. Okay, now he has, I mentioned before, the two founding blood brothers of this whole family, the original Anoa'i father, and then the blood grafted in blood brother, Peter Maivia, who is Dwayne The Rock Johnson's grandfather. And so this would be Roman Reigns' grandfather. And Roman Reigns and The Rock are cousins. Okay. Now, notice that the first thing you need to know is that the Anoa'i family is from the American Samoan Islands in the Pacific, not so far from Hawaii. Okay. And the American Samoa is a direct match to Joseph Anoa'i, which would be basically Roman's first and last name. Okay. 113 and 50. Notice also that Roman Reigns' first and last name essentially would be a direct to his cousin, Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who was born out of Peter Maivia's bloodline, who he's the one who's grafted in. Okay. But there's also a marriage in there, so Dwayne The Rock Johnson is actually blood related in a way to Roman Reigns. Remember, guys, Joseph Anoa'i is Roman Reigns' real name. Okay, so notice he has a match with the American Samoa and a match with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, his cousin. Okay, now notice that Roman's real name, Joseph Anoa'i. Okay, I already went over that, guys. Sorry, but anyways, also notice that down here, guys, that American Samoa in Chaldean is 38. Remember, it was Wrestlemania 38 where Roman Reigns won this title. Okay, Roman Reigns happens to equal 38, so it's no coincidence that he equals 38 and he wins the undisputed title at WrestleMania 38. Notice that Peter Maivia, the one who was grafted in to the family, he's also 38. Okay, and now we're going to tie this into the Society of Jesus, who are ultimately part of the bloodline, working for the bloodline. Okay, now notice that Society of Jesus is 191 and 56, as well as All-Seeing Eye. Now, I'm going to talk more about the All-Seeing Eye when it relates to Lord of the Rings. Guys, if you're not familiar with Lord of the Rings and the Eye of Sauron, the whole trilogy, the whole movie of Lord of the Rings is about the Eye of Sauron, which is essentially the All-Seeing Eye. I'm going to talk how that relates to Roman Reigns in a bit. But notice that Peter Maivia, again, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's grandfather, who was grafted in, he also equals 119 and 56. The 119 is huge because it's relating back to 9/11. Why is that such a huge number? Okay, so now we're going to take a look at basically what I want to show you guys here is how symbolic this is. Think about the symbolism of 9/11. The symbolism of 9/11 is completely a Mercury and Gemini ritual. Okay, Gemini in astrology is the twins. Okay, and not only does Peter Maivia have the 9/11 and the All-Seeing Eye equals 119, but Roman Reigns' grandfather, Roman Reigns is a Gemini. Okay, so that's the first thing you guys need to know. Roman Reigns is a Gemini, which means he's born in the twin sign. Okay, and on 9/11 it was the Twin Towers going down. Okay, and he's part of the Bloodline. Okay, so the faction that Roman Reigns is a part of is called the Bloodline, and it's a faction that includes his cousins who are twins. They're called the Usos. But okay, so Roman Reigns is born in Gemini, which is the twins, and he has two cousins who are with him in WWE who are twins. Okay. Now, also, as you guys can see here, I posted this little picture. Here, first of all, here's the Usos, who are the twins. Okay. They also hold titles right now. So not only does Roman Reigns hold 2 titles, but each one of the Uso twins, his cousins, they also hold the titles. Okay. So notice that Roman and his wife had 2 twins in 2016. So not only does Roman is he born in the sign of the twin, he's also in a group with his twin cousins, and he also has 2 sets of twins as children. 2 of them born in 2016, 2 of them born in 2020. Come on, guys. It's too clear. The obvious ritual. Too clear. All right, so let's just show you how this is tied in. Now I want to talk about The Lord of the Rings, okay? So The Lord of the Rings, a book written by J.R.R. Tolkien in the 1900s, a long time ago, but one of those books is called The Two Towers, relating to the Twin Towers. So they programmed this many, many, many years before, because this book, The Two Towers, was written many, many years before 9/11. But the fact that it's called The Two Towers is our clue. And not only that, guys, but The Two Towers has a match with Roman Reigns. Okay, so not only does he have all this twin symbolism in his family, but he also has a match to the Two Towers, or the Twin Towers. Okay? And another thing about this that's very interesting is that Roman Reigns has the same birthday as this guy, Sir Ian Murray McKellen, CHCBE. Let me bring him up here so you guys can see. This guy is one of the stars of the Lord of the Rings movies. Okay? He plays Gandalf, the wizard. All right? Notice he was born on May 25th, which is Gemini. That's the same day that Roman Reigns was born. Now notice, if I go back over here, you're going to see these pictures. I posted the pictures, but I just showed you, how they're both. You guys can do more research into. I didn't have enough time in this document, in this video, to go over all the details, but I'm trying to get the main points. So anyways, guys, notice that one of Roman Reigns' twin cousins, his full name, his real name, is also a direct match to the Twin Towers. Okay, Jonathan Solofatu is a match to the Twin Towers. Okay, again, another reference to 9/11. Remember, he's a Uso and he's a twin, right? So, and his name is a match to the Twin Towers, 199 and 64. Also, notice that Ian McKellen, the Lord of the Rings star, he has a direct match with Roman Reigns' nickname, which is Head of the Table. He calls himself Head of the Table. Notice that Lord of the Rings and Head of the Table are both 59, as well as Sir Ian Murray McKellen is 59. And also, the Chosen One. Roman Reigns is the Chosen One. That's also a 59. Also notice that the Two Towers, the Lord of the Rings, the Two Towers matches Society of Jesus, 191 and 56. So again, you can't get any more clear here with the symbolism. Now let's move on. Let's talk a little bit more about Ian McKellen. He has the same birthday as Roman Reigns. If you type his full title in, you're going to get the 118. Okay, and the 118 happens to match the 2 phrases that Roman Reigns is using right now. One of them is called the needle mover. Okay, he's a needle mover. It means he brings in the money to the company, right? Or he's like progressive thinker, and if you guys watch this video, you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, please go watch this video and just listen to all the catchphrases and all the nicknames he gives himself. Another nickname that he uses is acknowledge me. Okay, this is probably his most famous one, acknowledge me. But notice that both acknowledge me and needle mover are 118. And notice that the royal bloodline of David, which again is reference to the royal bloodline of Christ, is also a match to the full title of Sir Ian Murray McKellen, the star and the person who has the same birthday as Roman Reigns. Okay, again, all this stuff is completely tied together. Now, another thing I want to mention here in these next pictures is that the bloodline, if you notice down here, guys, the bloodline is a direct match to Head of the Table, which again is one of Roman Reigns' nicknames, Head of the Table, both 58. Also, Secret Society equals 58. And Annuit copetis, which is the phrase on the back of the dollar bill that means favors our undertakings. Okay, and basically talking about God favors the undertakings of the bloodline. Okay, because they are the pure bloods, right? And so, anyways, notice that head of the table, bloodline, Anoa'i Copetus, secret society, and then not only that, guys, but in reverse, Dwayne the Rock Johnson, who again is Roman Reigns' cousin, has the 58 in reverse and 59, just like the bloodline has the 59 in reverse. So again, all tied together here with the 58s and the 59s. Now, if we go over here, you're going to see that the bloodline also connects to the White House. Now, guys, I believe that our country was started by the bloodline. Every country has the makings of the bloodline. And if they don't, in the beginning, they eventually get taken over by the bloodline, okay, who run this world in their secret holes that they run this world in, okay? And not only that, guys, but I want to bring in the Bible now because this is clearly tied to Solomon's temple, which was a mathematically precise building that housed the Ark of the Covenant in the Bible, okay? Notice that mathematics and Solomon's temple are matches, 185 and 68, okay? And notice that if you look here, the White House is also 185. But the bloodline ties in because the bloodline matches Solomon's temple with the 58, okay? And it also matches the White House with the 59. So the bloodline, they're in the White House, guys. They're everywhere. They're part of everything, okay? Now, also notice, guys, that so as I wrote here, I wrote about the Ark of the Covenant. I said it ultimately ties to the bloodline of Christ, as King David and his son Solomon were part of the bloodline, okay? Now, the Uso twins, Roman Reigns' cousins, one of the guys' real name is Joseph Samuel Fatu, and he has a direct match to Solomon's temple. Notice, guys, the 193 and his real name, Joseph Samuel Fatu, 193. Notice the name Joshua and Samuel, both Old Testament names also, okay? Now, also look at his name. It has a match to Ark of the Covenant, which I just explained to you. The Ark of the Covenant was housed inside of Solomon's temple. Notice that Dwayne the Rock Johnson, which he's known by, is also 95, just like, so these guys are related. Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Joshua Samuel Fatu are cousins, just like Roman Reigns is cousins with Dwayne the Rock Johnson, okay? Now, let's talk a little bit more about Roman Reigns' other nicknames, because he has a lot of them. He has a lot of catchphrases, and he has a lot of nicknames. Each one of them has different symbolic meaning, okay? The first one I want to talk about is the tribal chief, okay? He calls himself the tribal chief, equals 126. And he uses the phrase, he's in God mode, okay? And notice that God mode and the tribal chief are both 126. And notice that, so God mode is an acronym, okay? I want to show you this, guys, because it's quite important here. I want to show you his shirt, God mode Roman Reigns t-shirt, so you guys can understand how the symbolism is tied together. So notice that he has the shirt and it says greatness on a different level, and it says God mode. So it's an acronym, greatness on a different level, God mode, right? And so remember, notice that God mode and his nickname, tribal chief, are both 126. But also notice that if you spell out the whole phrase, greatness on a different level, it equals the 119. Remember, I just talked to you guys up here about all the 119s with the Twin Towers, okay? It's all the way back up here, but all these 119s, one of the patriarchs of the family, right? 119, all-seeing eye 119, right? So again, not a coincidence. Now, this leads me to the subject of the Jubilee year, which is a biblical year, okay? And this, guys, is a reading of it. You guys can see the Jubilee is a year at the end of the 7 cycles of Shemitah, sabbatical years, okay? But the most important things I want you guys to notice here is that the Jubilee year is essentially the 50th year, okay? It's the last year of the 49, the 7 cycles of 7, okay? And if you guys don't know, you guys can read up more about it, but the most important thing here to know is that it's the 50th year, and it's called the Jubilee, or the year of release, okay? Which means dealing largely with land property. It's releasing slaves from their debts, okay? So let's talk about this Jubilee year, okay? Notice how Jubilee year right here is 50. Remember, it's the 50th year, guys. That's what Jubilee year is. It's 50. So it's no coincidence that it equals 50. Notice that Roman Reigns' first and last name is also 50. Notice that Wrestlemania, where he won his title, Wrestlemania equals 50. And also the origin of the Anoa'i family, American Samoa, is 50. Again, now let's go over here. Remember, the Anoa'i family had the original patriarch and then the blood brother, Peter Maivia, who was grafted in, right? Notice that blood brothers equals 63. God mode equals 63. Year of release, which is the Jubilee year, equals 63. And what Roman Reigns says quite often, he says, I'm in God mode. And that also equals 63. Too many coincidences. Way too many. All right, so the next thing that I want to mention, guys, is that these at WrestleMania, okay, 38, there was two other famous people who got involved. All right, one was Metallica, the rock band, who everyone I'm sure is familiar with. But to open up the WrestleMania match between Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, WWE played the song "All Nightmare Long" off of Metallica's album Death Magnetic. Okay, and at the beginning of the WrestleMania, to introduce the show, Mark Wahlberg, a famous actor, he introduced the show. Okay. Now just notice, guys, that this is all completely rigged. Notice that Mark Wahlberg is a 119. I've just been talking about the 119s. All Seeing Eye 119, Society of Jesus 191, 56. Notice they all equal 56. And notice that the name of the song that they used for Roman Reigns' match is off the Death Magnetic album. And notice that that equals 56 as well. Also notice that Roman Reigns became the undisputed champion in this match. Notice that undisputed matches Roman Reigns, and it also has the 56. And the reverse mirror, 65. Also notice that Death Magnetic and Chaldean matches I'm in God mode, which Roman Reigns uses. Okay, it's all tied together. Now this is where it gets really interesting, guys. Let's talk about the island theme. Okay, this is the island theme because the Anoa'i family is a family of islanders coming from the American Samoa. This leads me to talk about two other figures on the world stage that are born on an island, which one of them is Barack Obama. This is his full title, okay? And another one is Jason Momoa, okay? Jason Momoa, who plays Aquaman, okay? And he also played in Game of Thrones. Now, I want you to take a good look at one of the blood brother who's grafted into the Anoa'i family, Peter Maivia, who I already showed you up there. He's the grandfather of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. His actual born name, as you see here, is Fanini Pita Anderson. Okay. Notice he was born in Gemini. Remember, Gemini, twins. Roman Reigns is a Gemini. He has twins, as he has two sets of twins, and he has twin cousins. And this guy, which isn't actually his actual grandfather, but it's his cousin's grandfather, The Rock's grandfather. Notice he was born in Gemini. And not only that, guys, he was born in 1982, and I'm going to show you why that matters. Or he died in 1982. Sorry, guys, he died in Gemini in 1982, okay? This is a little synopsis, but take his full name, Fanini P.D. Anderson, and you're going to see that his name matches the Holy Bloodline, 181 and 82. This is the full name of Roman Reigns listed on Wiki, okay? Also has the 82. And Barack Hussein Obama II, 181 and 82. Again, crazy. Absolutely crazy. Not only that, but the wife of Roman Reigns' grandfather, okay, is also a match to Barack Hussein Obama. And Joseph Jason Momoa's full name that you can find on Wikipedia is also a match to Barack Obama. I just told you that you have both of these guys, Barack Obama and Jason Momoa, who plays Aquaman, are both born on Hawaii. Again, not so far from the Samoans. And here's how they all tie together. You first have the bloodline, the name of one of the heads of the bloodline, and then you have Roman Reigns' name, and you have Barack Obama. Well, that's going to lead you over here. Barack Obama also matches Jason Momoa and also has connections to the wife of Roman Reigns' grandfather. Okay. So, again, guys, there's so much here. Now, I want to talk about another thing here with the 82. Notice that Roman Reigns, or Dwayne The Rock Johnson's grandfather, Peter Maivia, whose name is Fanini Peter Anderson, he died in June 13th, 1982. Now, the 82, look, guys, it's all 82s. His full name equals 82. The Holy Bloodline equals 82. Roman Reigns' full name equals 82. And Barack Hussein Obama equals 82. Not only that, guys, but Ian McKellen, the guy I mentioned above, who played Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, he is currently 82 years old. All right? And he has the same birthday as Roman Reigns. All right? So, again, not a coincidence. Here's a little picture, guys, of Jason Momoa and Roman Reigns. Notice they have very similar characteristics. All right? Here's a picture of him playing Aquaman. There's an upcoming movie called Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. It comes out in 2023. It's obviously starring Jason Momoa. Okay, and look at Aquaman, guys. Aquaman is tied to Barack Obama. Again, Aquaman, 68, Barack Obama, 68. Now, this is where it gets very interesting, guys, because now you have the whole tie with Atlantis, because Aquaman is a half-human, half-Atlantean king. And I strongly believe that Atlantis is the origin of this bloodline, whatever that means, whatever Atlantis really is. I think it's a word that they use for their homeland, right? But notice that Atlantis is 96 and 57, and this is the name of the founding father of the Anoa'i family. Also has a 57 and 96, okay, just like Atlantis. And Barack Obama is tied to Aquaman, who is Atlantean. All right, not only that, but Roman Reigns. So the first thing you think of when you hear Atlantis is you think of Atlanta, Georgia, right? And it's not a coincidence that all the teams that are in Georgia this year are winning championships, or at least most of the teams in Georgia are winning championships. Now, not only that, guys, but Roman Reigns played football at Georgia Tech, which just happens to be in the city of Atlanta. And Atlanta and Atlantis are obviously directly correlated. All right. The Georgia Guidestones, which I've talked about in my prior videos, are tied to the Nazis and their search for an Aryan race, or to depopulate and to only have a race of purebred bloodline. Okay. The Guidestones are located 90 miles north of Atlanta. All right. Now, again, this is all about the DNA and the blood. Okay. And notice, guys, here that I put Atlanta. Notice that Atlanta and Atlantis are directly tied. Both equaled 120, and Atlanta is 69, and Atlantis is 96. All right. Again, not a coincidence here. All right. Notice also that Roman Reigns' quote, or his current motto, "Greatness on a different level," also matches Georgia Institute of Technology, which is where he went to college and played football. Roman Reigns went to college at Georgia Tech and played football. Okay. And his motto that he's using right now just happens to match the full name of his college, 142. All right. So now this leads me to really my final point. We're going to talk about the Nazis and their search for the Aryan race bloodline, the pure blood. Okay. Notice that Roman Reigns. Okay, this is crazy, guys. Notice that Roman Reigns and Nazi Germany are a match. I didn't even put all the ciphers on here, guys. I only put 9 ciphers, or 10, but there was actually 16 different ciphers that Nazi Germany and Roman Reigns match. Okay? And another thing that matches in all ciphers too is something called the Isle of Wight, okay, which is an island off the south of England, okay? And it's where the royal bloodline families, the royal families, have houses. Okay, and this is where it gets even crazier, guys. Notice that the Isle of Wight, okay, the oldest record that they give a name for Isle of Wight is from the Roman Empire. Remember, this whole video is about Roman Reigns, okay? And this island just happens to match Roman Reigns in 16 ciphers, okay? And it's the first records were of the Roman Empire, okay? So let me show you this, guys, okay? So notice that Isle of Wight, okay, look at all the matches, guys. I don't even need to go through all these numbers, but just look that everyone matches. Nazi Germany, Roman Reigns, and Isle of Wight are direct matches in 16 different ciphers. There's only 10 because I didn't have room to put all 16. Okay. Remember, guys, the Isle of Wight, the oldest records were given by the Roman Empire. Roman Reigns, Roman Empire. Not so hard to see the connection there. Notice that it mentions a doomsday book, right? In the doomsday book, okay, it talks about, the discovery of the original name of the island, right? Well, notice that doomsday book is a match directly to the founder of the Anoa'i family. Okay, again, I don't know how to say his name, but I know how to say his last name, but I don't know how to say his first name. But he's the founder of the Anoa'i family, the grandfather of Roman Reigns, matched to the Doomsday Book. So you have this island, okay, that's a match to Nazi Germany, that's a match to Roman Reigns, and it's founded by it was recorded by the Roman Empire, and then it mentions the Doomsday Book that's a direct match to Roman Reigns' grandfather. Okay, this can't be. And just wait till you see this last connection I have. Okay, notice the last point I want to make here is really going to put home the point of the Nazis and Roman Reigns. Not only does Roman Reigns have a direct tie to Nazi Germany in 16 ciphers, but the Amazon show, okay, called The Man in the High Castle, which I've talked about in previous videos. The show is about what the United States would look like if Germany and Japan had won the war. Okay, you guys can go back and watch my other videos on that. But this is the main point I want to make here is the theme song for The Man in the High Castle. It's called Edelweiss, and Edelweiss is a white flower. Okay, notice that the island of White can be pronounced the same way as the word white, as in pure. Okay, white, the color white stands for purity. Okay, it's a pure bloodline. This is what they want, guys. This is what they graft in these new people, but ultimately it's the pure blood that they want. They want to breed. It's just like breeding horses, guys. They want to breed a purebred bloodline that is superior to the normal mixed bloodlines, right? Now, notice, guys, that Edelweiss is 142, and again, Roman Reigns' slogan, greatness on a different level, is 142. Okay? Again, Edelweiss, the white flower, representing the correlation between the Isle of Wight and the color white, which is a direct coloration to the white purity or the bloodline, the pure blood. Okay? Clear symbolism. This is what they want, guys. They want pure blood. And most of us are not part of that. Most of us are not pure blood, right? And that's the point. Okay? If you guys want to watch, go to this link. You can watch the video of the Edelweiss song. Okay? And again, check out the show, The Man in the High Castle. This is about Nazi Germany and essentially the bloodline. Okay? So anyways, guys, I think I've covered all my points here. And the most amazing thing is that just this, how all these direct matches with Roman Reigns and Nazi Germany. And not to mention all the other things I mentioned above. But I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. This was an extensive research, and I put a lot of time into it. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know what you guys think. I'm sure you guys have other things to add. There's a lot of smart people out there. But in the meantime, take care. Have a great day. I will see you in the next video. Later.